Have you ever felt invisible? Like your prayers go unheard while the world moves on and you feel stuck in the same place? Imagine longing for something with all your heart for years, hoping every year for a change, only to face the same disappointment again and again. This was Hannah's life. A woman mocked, burdened, yet unbroken. Every day brought challenges, whispers of doubt, and the painful reality of seeing others blessed while she waited. But here's the incredible truth. Persistent faith can change everything, even when miracles seem impossible. Today, you will discover how Hannah turned her deepest sorrow into hope, how she stayed courageous when the odds were against her, and how you too can transform struggles into blessings that change your life forever. Life tests us in countless ways: failed relationships, illness, financial difficulties, broken dreams, or moments when hope feels like it's slipping away. We often ask ourselves, does God even see me? Does He care about my struggles? Hannah's story reminds us of an essential truth. God sees every tear, hears every whispered prayer, and rewards faith that refuses to give up. Hannah longed for a child with all her heart. Year after year, during her visits to the temple, she witnessed the joy of other women being blessed while her own womb remained empty. People criticized her, mocked her, and her sorrow grew heavier. Yet Hannah did something remarkable. She turned to God with sincerity, saying, "In the bitterness of my soul, I wept for my child, and I made a vow to the Lord that if He gave me a son, I would dedicate him to His service all the days of his life." 1 Samuel 1:10-11. Pause for a moment and reflect. How many times have you prayed for something, feeling like your words disappear into the air? Hannah teaches us that faith is bold, persistent, and courageous. It returns to God again and again, even when circumstances suggest nothing is changing. Let's explore 3 essential lessons from Hannah's life. First, persistent prayer matters. Faith is not a spark that flickers once and dies. It is a fire that stays alive through tears, through waiting, and every whispered word. Each prayer prepares the path for God's miraculous answer. Your consistent hope builds the bridge to blessings that feel impossible today. Second, God's timing is perfect. Hannah waited years, yet her son Samuel came at exactly the right moment. God's delay is not denial, it is preparation. While we wait, He works behind the scenes, orchestrating events, preparing blessings far greater than we can imagine. Consider this: your waiting is not wasted. Every day strengthens you, shapes your character, and refines your faith. Third, faith requires commitment. Hannah promised to dedicate Samuel to God's service. True faith is not passive, it is active. It demands surrender, obedience, and trust that God's plan is higher than our own desires. Often, receiving the blessing means stepping beyond comfort, dedicating your heart fully, and trusting God with the outcome. Reflect on these verses for strength and encouragement. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. Psalm 27:14. And whatever you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Matthew 21:22. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Romans 12:12. Imagine applying Hannah's story to your own life. Perhaps you are waiting for a job promotion, a financial breakthrough, healing for yourself or someone you love, or the restoration of a broken relationship. The lessons from her life remind us that waiting is not wasted time. God is preparing your miracle in ways invisible to your eyes, far beyond what you can imagine. Practical steps to follow. Hannah's example. Pray daily even when it seems nothing changes. Keep hope alive, regardless of how long you've waited. Surrender your desires fully to God, trusting His perfect plan. Use the waiting period to grow, strengthen your character, and refine your faith. Every challenge you face is an opportunity. Every tear, every silent prayer, every whispered hope is precious to God. Hannah's persistence was not passive. It was bold, alive, and determined. The same courage can live inside you. Now, imagine the moment Samuel was born. The child Hannah prayed for, dedicated to God, became a blessing not only for her, but for generations to come. This teaches us that God's timing is flawless. What you are waiting for may be prepared in ways you cannot yet see. Let's dive deeper into 3 more lessons from Hannah's life to keep your faith strong. 1. Faith grows in the waiting. Waiting is uncomfortable. Waiting is full of questions and uncertainty. But it is during this time that faith matures, patience strengthens, and your trust in God deepens. Hannah's faith grew as she waited. Yours can too. 2. Persistence shapes miracles. Faith without action is incomplete. Hannah did not stop at hope. She returned to God repeatedly, pouring out her heart. Similarly, your prayers, repeated with courage and hope, build the pathway for divine intervention. 3. Faith inspires others. Your persistence and courage can be a beacon for others. Hannah's story continues to inspire countless people today. Your story, too, can motivate those around you to never give up on God's promises. Pause and reflect. How can you apply this in your daily life? Perhaps you face setbacks or delays that seem unfair. These moments are opportunities to practice patience, resilience, and unwavering faith. Consider these verses to reinforce your trust. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Psalm 37, verse 7. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Proverbs 16:3. Think about the blessings that arrived in your life unexpectedly. God's timing is perfect. Sometimes what feels like a delay is a preparation for something far greater. Hannah's story reminds us that miracles often come after patience, endurance, and unwavering trust. Every prayer you've whispered, every hope you've held on to in secret, every tear shed in longing, none of it is wasted. God is crafting something beyond your imagination. Even in the darkest seasons, your faith matters, and your persistence makes a difference. Remember, faith is not passive. It is active, courageous, and persistent. It is moving forward step by step, even when circumstances look impossible. Hannah's journey demonstrates that miracles come to those who trust, endure, and remain faithful. Reflect again on the practical application. Pray daily, consistently. Keep your hope alive. Surrender control to God. Use your waiting period to grow in strength and character. Hannah's story is not just historical, it is a blueprint for anyone waiting for a breakthrough. It shows that persistent faith changes lives, strengthens hope, and draws blessings in perfect timing. Now, let's explore another layer of Hannah's journey: gratitude and dedication. When Samuel was born, Hannah did not keep her joy to herself. She fulfilled her vow and brought Samuel to the temple to dedicate him to God's service. This act reminds us that faith is not only about receiving, but also about giving back. True blessings are multiplied when shared or dedicated to a higher purpose. Pause and reflect. When you receive your breakthrough, how will you honor it? Will you share your blessings with others, inspire hope, and become a light in someone else's life? Hannah teaches us that faith and gratitude go hand in hand, and both are essential for a life fully aligned with God's purpose. Let's dive deeper into the life of Samuel. He grew up in the temple, devoted to God, and became a prophet who led Israel. This shows us that faithful dedication produces far-reaching impact. What we nurture today can transform generations tomorrow. Your actions, your trust, and your prayers can create ripples of blessings far beyond what you imagine. Now, consider the emotional strength Hannah displayed. She faced years of heartache, social judgment, and personal longing. Yet, she remained resilient. How did she do it? Through constant prayer, unwavering hope, and persistent trust in God. These qualities are not reserved for biblical heroes. They are accessible to you today. Practical application for your life. Strengthen your resilience by turning to God in moments of despair. Let gratitude shape your daily mindset. It magnifies faith and opens doors for miracles. Dedicate your successes and breakthroughs to God and to helping others. Teach persistence to those around you. Your example can inspire generations. Consider this. Every challenge you face, every delayed answer, every quiet disappointment is a preparation for something greater. Hannah's story is not only about waiting, it is about using the waiting period to develop patience, humility, and faith. Your trials are your training ground. Pause. Reflect again. How often do you overlook the value of waiting? Waiting is where miracles are being shaped. Waiting is where faith grows strong enough to carry your breakthrough. Waiting is where your heart is aligned with God's perfect plan. Here are more verses to guide your faith during waiting. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Romans 12:12. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. Psalm 145, verse 18. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37, verse 5. Hannah's story teaches us that faithful waiting produces lasting joy. Her prayers did not go unanswered, and her persistence yielded not only a son, but a legacy of blessing for generations. Every tear she shed, every whispered word of hope, contributed to God's perfect plan. Pause. Take a deep breath. Reflect on your own life. How can you adopt Hannah's persistence, patience, and dedication? How can you trust that God is working behind the scenes for your miracle? Remember, faith is active, not passive. It is consistent, courageous, and persistent. Finally, consider this. Your story can inspire others just like Hannah's inspired countless people through history. Every act of faith, no matter how small it seems, carries the potential to impact lives far beyond your own. Your prayers, your hope, your persistence, they matter. They create ripples of blessing that extend far into the future. If Hannah's story moved you, share your own journey in the comments, inspire others with your faith, and subscribe for daily encouragement. Remember, persistent prayer and unwavering faith have the power to change lives, and God never forgets those who trust Him.